Hiya.
Hello.
Welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Dammy, also known as Dammy's Doodles.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Thursday, the 18th of July, 2019, and this is episode 354. We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you guys. To all our returning viewers, and a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. Hope you enjoy the show. Dammy, we had a couple people introduce themselves in the Ravelry group this week. Why don't you give them a shout out?
Okay, first is Anna, who is Vena from Sweden. And then Kristen, who is KBuddyOH from Canada.
Welcome. Thanks for introducing yourselves. Dammy, if somebody's not a member of our Ravelry group, what should they do and why?
You should join and introduce yourself in our introductions thread because you'll get a shout out on the next episode and be able to participate in all our owls and giveaways.
And we have 3 things that we are opening a giveaway thread for today. Wow. So you want to make sure that you're a part. Okay, well, the couch is piled full with lots of things to show you. So we probably should get started. Here we go.
And now we're going to talk about what is on our needles.
What's on your needles, Dammy?
So I'm almost done with my Orpheus sock for my Hades chunk collection. All I need to do is the remaining 10 rows on the cuff and bind it off and block it, and that's it.
You forgot your knitting at knitting group for knitting group last night.
Yeah. So I bought a planner and spent time writing it until your pen died.
Sorry, I've had that pen forever.
So yeah. And then I will try and move on to Persephone. I can't remember if I finished typing out all the instructions I have for it or if I still need to do like one last section. I've got it all in a Word document, but then I will get started on it because I have the yarn wound.
Yay.
It's been wound for a while now.
Yes.
So,
yes.
That's all I'm working on. What are you working on?
A few things. So first up is my summer top, which is a pattern by Oak Streak. We'll go with that. On US 3's 3.25 mil and US 4's 3.5 mil needles, using Plymouth yarn Lanaza hand dyed in the mauve pink orange colorway.
Move.
I need to put a stitch marker in so I can see like progress.
Stripey.
Somebody said the other day that it looks like bacon. And now I can't unsee bacon.
I see bacon all day at work.
I love it though. It's great.
You love bacon?
And I love my summer top. This is how much I have left of the second ball, and then I have a whole nother one. So I'm hoping to make it a nice tunic length, which is my preference of what to wear. And then the next...
Oh?
I don't know, my watch went nuts.
500 steps.
That's probably accurate, since I did a lot of walking around the house this morning. The next thing is something I've just cast on. So I like to knit something for my niece and nephews for their birthdays. And the last at least couple of years, I've knit them hats, but they live in Louisiana. They get like one day a year they can wear them. Well, probably a few more than that, but still. So those hats are going to last for a while. So I was like, what should I knit for them this year? And I decided I'm going to knit slippers for them. And so these are going to be Lola's 11th birthday slippers. She's turning 11 this year.
No, she's not.
She is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's going to be teenagers.
I know. So the pattern I'm using is a free pattern called Bed Heads by Yvonne Mendelsohn. I'm on US 5's 3.75 mil and US 7's 4.5 mil needles using Uru yarn sugared worsted in the roses colorway.
Horses.
And here is thus far. Now, it was written as a cuff down pattern and I was like, I don't want to do Kitchener stitch. I can do it. I just don't want to. So I'm converting it to a toe up as I knit. It's sparkly yarn. I don't know if you can see it there. It's a lot. It's more pink in person than purple. Well, it's a pinky purple. It's,
Where is the pinky?
she went to the kitchen to eat. It's like more of a jewel tone than what it's showing on the screen.
Exactly.
I know, that's what I just showed him. See, because I said, I don't know if you can see the sparkly, but you can.
I blacked out.
Yes. So, yeah. And so I'm doing the medium size because even if they're a little big for Lola, she can always wear socks underneath them. So, and then I'm going to do the same pattern for both of my nephews. And in the pattern, it's really nice because she gives a nice section about adjusting the pattern to make it smaller or larger. So I'm going to do that for them. And yeah. So, and this is knitting up really fast. Like, I hadn't even finished the increases last night when I went to knit group. And so I knit all of this at knit group last night. So it's knitting up really, really fast. And then non-knitting wise, I have my English paper piecing project, which I'm almost done with this flower. I have 2 more hexagons to put in. And then I will do the flip-flop where it's got this yellow on the outside where the green is, and the green will go on the inside where the yellow is. So I just do a hexagon every day and join it, and yeah, making good progress on that. And the final thing I'm working on is actually a new project. Yes, because I hadn't bought the stuff last week when we recorded. So I am doing a cross-stitch pattern from Junebug and Darlin. There's a link in the show notes. Darlin. So she sells kits, but she also sells PDF patterns. So I'm doing the Stay Tender pattern. This is supposed to be in gold, but I'm doing it in silver. And I had to get a little different shade of red because they were out of the red that it called for. So I've started. I have part of an N. I have the D and the E, and I started on the R. So, and when I finish it, I got it's a plastic frame, but it's silver in color. So it'll match the silver. And this is actually it doesn't say the size on here. I think
Big one. I think 12 by 14 is no, that was the size of the whole thing.
No, it was bigger than 12 by 14. We cut it to be 12 and a half by 12 and a half. So it's smaller than that because I think it's a 10-inch hoop that it'll be going into. But I've got the smaller hoop just to make it a little easier to work with. So I'm working on that. I bought another pattern from her, but I can't tell you about it because it's a secret. And she has some holiday ones, and yeah, so I've kind of gone down a little bit of a rabbit hole with cross stitch. And that is everything that I am currently working on. So that means that I have some finished projects. So we should move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about her finished projects.
Yes. The first up is the weekly preemie hat. This is number 28 for the year. This is from my free top-down preemie hat pattern that you can get on Ravelry. Damn, he's talking to the cat. I did this on US 6's 4mm needles. I held double for a little while the Kalispell sock in the Outlander colorway with Pandia's Jewels Snug in the Time Traveler colorway. And when I ran out of the Outland, I just held the Time Traveler doubled. And then the purple is Lion Brand Vanish Choice in the Dusty Purple colorway. So there's that. And then the other thing that I finished, you may have seen on social media already, trying to get it not upside down, is my autumnal pom-pom shawl.
Pink's not impressed.
I am. And I made it a little bigger because it should have technically ended right there. So at the end of this tan pom-pom. So I did that much extra because I had more yarn still. So this is a pattern. It's called the Pom-Pom Pop Shawl by Juliette Williams. It's a free pattern on Knitty. And I use US 6's 4mm needles. The main colors are a little nitty diamond. In the first I drink the coffee, then I do the things colorway, and the UGG I need the taco colorway. Both of those are Gilmore Girls references. And then this kind of purple is Suburban Stitcher sock in the Triflers Need Not Apply colorway. That's left over from my my favorite murder mystery wrap pattern. And then the other 4 colors are Sun-Soaked Sister, Everything Earth in the pink, green, rust, and taupe colorway. I am so happy with this. I cannot wait to wear it. Big and squishy, and I have all these pom-poms. Love it. So with both of those things finished, for Stash Dash, I am now sitting at 11,952.4 meters completed. So if I want to get to my 15,000 stretch goal, I need 3,047.6 more. The summer top, if I use all the yarn, will be around like 1,200 meters. So, and then of course there's a few more preemie hats, and then I hope to finish all 3 of the slippers for my niece and nephews. I don't know that I'm going to get to 15,000, but my main goal was to finish my zigzag blanket, which I did. So I am happy with that, and even if I don't make it to 15,000. So, alrighty, well, we have some yummies to show you, so we should move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, yummies. What are yummies, Tammy?
Yummies are our current favorite things, things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. So we went to Knitting in the Park in Allen, Washington on Sunday, and it was a lovely day. The weather was so nice. There was a good breeze. It wasn't too hot, and we knit with a bunch of our friends from Knitting Group, and I think there was like 10 vendors maybe. We sold our books, our 3 physical books, and it was nice to get to meet some more people that live in this area, and yeah, see what everybody brought and have lunch together and all of that. We met a really lovely woman who watches our podcast. Well, technically she listens to it. But I'm going to tell you more about her because she gave us some things to give away to y'all. So stay tuned for that in a little while. But we got these cute little heart stitch markers that from Allen Knit Shop, which is the main host of the Knitting in the Park. And then I only bought one thing. And I wasn't sure about this, but I was so intrigued that I had to at least try it. So this is what I bought. This is the yarn for Lola's slippers. So it's called a yarn bracelet. So you can put that there. And because this has this kind of thing, it swivels and lets the yarn come off. And you just, this is what the piece that goes inside looks like. It had one of those plastic like row counters on it, but I don't use those. And I didn't want to like take the wooden ball off to get it off because I didn't have the same kind of glue. So I took a hammer to it. It was oddly satisfying. So you just put the little piece here inside, and then you put the that there, and it just comes off. You can also, like, we were under like an awning, like a camping awning at Knitting in the Park, and so you could hang it like on one of the posts or like on the arm of your chair. The lady who was selling them said she hangs hers like on the lamp next to her couch in the living room. But I've been using it just sitting on the couch knitting, just kind of letting it lay against my leg, and I really, really love it. I don't use my yarn bowl very much because there's not a good place to set it because the arms of our couch are pretty high, and then there's a big ottoman in front of the love seat before you get to the coffee table, and I don't want the yarn like draping over the ottoman because Pink has decided the ottoman belongs to her, and I don't want to tempt her. So this is kind of just a really cool thing. So I got this from there's a yarn shop called Knit Together in Silverdale, Washington, and they were at Knitting in the Park and were selling them, and so I got that. We also got a sweet. Did you have anything to say about Knitting in the Park?
No.
Okay. We got a sweet parcel from our friend Julia, who is Nimrus on Ravelry of Pandia's Jewels. Look at this cute card. And she sent us a whole parcel of stuff that we could either keep or give away to y'all. So we picked a few things out to keep and then put everything else in our prize box, package, whatever we call it. So you'll be seeing those coming up in upcoming prizes. We need to talk about, because it's not that far away, our 7th anniversary. I think we should do some giveaways again. So you'll probably see some of that stuff in that. So do you want to show the two things you kept first?
So a set of Pride and Prejudice stitch markers, and then Leia stitch marker.
Yes. And then I thought I had this one already, but I actually have the t-shirt that it's on. So it's a pumpkin spice autumnal sheep pen. And then a Je suis pris Outlander stitch marker. And then I thought I had these, but maybe I used them all up. Jamie and Claire Outlander stickers. So thank you so much to Julia for sending us stuff and for always being such an amazing, amazing support of the podcast. She's just, love her so much. Love her so much. Okay, and then we got Knit Crate. Can I hand you that for a minute, because I'm afraid I'm going to knock it over with the box. So this month's Knit Crate came with an elephant stitch marker made by Mermaid City Yarn. Did you want this? It's an elephant.
No, it's
okay. I think I'll probably put that in our prize bucket. We got 2 skeins of Knitology Glowing Worsted, which is a 40% superwash merino, 30% silk, 30% alpaca blend, and the colorway is Pachyderm, and it's like this rich blue. I'm actually thinking about using this to make slippers for my bestie Katie's boys for Christmas, and use that same pattern that I'm using for Lola and Wyatt and Waylon's slippers. And then, of course, we have the monthly little booklet. So this month, what was the inspiration? Oh, the circus. So these were the possible colors, right? Yeah. And there are, these are the sock possibilities. We don't get the sock box though. Okay, so first up is patterns from Hannah Thiessen. These are knit ringleader hand warmers. Very, very pretty. And then the crochet pattern by Katie Clary is the Risley Cow, which I actually really like. It's very, very nice. And then the sock pattern is by Renate.
come.
And it's a knit pattern called the Vargas socks, which is just beautiful. Love that. They are knit cuff down. No. Yes, cuff down. No. Yes, cuff down. Yes.
Are you
cuff
sure?
Down. I'm sure. Cuff down. And then the crochet pattern is by Demetra Bagri, And these are the after show slippers, which are very cute. And the theme for next month is going to be Take Wing. It's inspired by birds. So thank you so much to Knit Crate for sending us this box. Full disclosure, we received this to review on the podcast. Knit Crate is also so gracious to offer y'all a coupon code. The link is in the show notes, but if you use the coupon code, all capital letters, Geeky, Geeky, and the numbers 20, you get 20% off your first order. It will work to discount the first month of a recurring monthly subscription and on any of their shop items. So you should check them out. Dammy, do you have any yummies this week?
No, not really.
Oh, you should have brought your planner in here. It's really cute. It's from Barnes & Noble, and it's inspired by tapestry. It's very, very pretty. Trying to think. Yeah, it's been a pretty normal week. Yep. Okay, well then let's talk about hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. What is it, Dammy?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge. We have a list of photo prompts for each month, so you take a look at the prompt for that day, take a picture related to it, and post it anywhere you like. But we pick our favorites from Instagram.
Yes. So this month's theme, July, is like celebration and then, of course, like just our traditional knitting type themes and colors and numbers and such like that. So I'm trying to think, will we have August list for y'all ready next week? Let me look at the calendar right quick. Yes, we will have August list ready for y'all for next week. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, Dammy, what are we about to show them?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
Here come the photos. Those were our favorite photos. Great job, everybody. It's never too late to join in. You take a look at the prompt for the day. For example, today when we're recording this, it's I wore this. You interpret that however you like. You take a picture, post it on Instagram. Make sure in the caption you use hashtag GGK Crafty Pad, and yours might get chosen. If you are a private account on Instagram and are participating in GGK Crafty Pad, you need to make sure that Dammy's Doodles is following you. Otherwise, we can't see your photos. So send her a message and make sure she is following you. Okay, upcoming events. The Fall Pacific Northwest Yarn Crawl is the first weekend in October, and I'm going to a day-long knitting retreat in November. And I think that's all the events.
Yep.
For now. So then, I guess we're ready to move on to the next segment.
Now we're going to talk about what we are reading, watching, and listening to.
So what are you reading, Dammy?
I am almost done with Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, and then I was going to start on Taming of the Shrew.
So, did you see somebody post...
Chop Bard,
Yeah.
I think. Chopped Bard, something
It's
like that.
It's a podcast, and I can't remember who recommended it. Let me see if I can...
There's no one home.
I hope y'all can't hear. Our neighbors moved out, and so they're trying to get the apartment ready for a new person. I think it might just be Chop.
Bard. But what's the chop about?
I don't know. There it is. The show dedicated to revealing the plays of William Shakespeare as tasty entertainment for today's hungry audience. Be you an actor observer, the show offers a fresh look at some very old goods.
Hungry.
And there's also a Shakespeare Sundays with Chop Bard.
So not all of the episodes were at Shakespeare?
I don't know. Yeah, those are all about Shakespeare.
What's Shakespeare Sundays?
Oh, they take out a subject. Taken from his words, lines, poetry, themes, or resources.
Oh, sonnets.
Oh, yeah, and they're just short ones. They're like 13, 14.
Let's talk about Okay, thank you to whoever recommended that. It's in the episode bed. So.
It's also on YouTube. Somebody, the same person mentioned it there as well. So, there you go.
Take a look at that.
You're also, do you realize that you are coordinating
Yes.
your coffee mug with your shirt?
Comment.
The comment song came on this morning when I was trying to listen to Hades Town because Spotify.
What's wrong?
All of Me. Is that what it's called?
That's a John Legend song.
No, it's something of... What is the song called that's... I thought it said Of Me in it. I'm trying to think of what the song is
I'm
called.
also reading The Glass Scientist, which is a webcomic by Sabrina Katungo.
I don't know what it is.
No One Else?
Maybe it's No One Else.
The Moon.
That's it. But doesn't it say at some point in the song, like, Of Me?
You are so good for me.
For Me. There you go.
I love you, I love you,
That's
I love
it.
you, I love you, I love you.
I know there's a John Legend song called All of Me, but that wasn't what I was thinking of. I was thinking, anyway, you guys. So, Dammy, I assume you're getting your 15 minutes in a day?
Yes.
What am I referring to?
The July, August, September RAL. Read along.
So this is a challenge for you to read 15 minutes a day every day. I don't care what you read as long as you're reading. Audiobooks do count. There is a finish line thread in the Ravelry group where you post, and we are doing seasonal alongs as well as a year-long challenge, and there will be 3 big grand prizes at the start of 2020 based on the entries you receive in the seasonal alongs plus the possible bonuses. All the details are in the Ravelry group and in the show notes. I only have to do about, I think it's like 3.5 hours more, and I will have done 100 hours of reading this summer.
Wow.
Because our library has an adult challenge too, a 10-hour and a 100-hour. So I'm gonna take my thing in and get my prizes.
Wow.
I'm very excited.
Prizes.
Very excited. Okay.
What are you reading?
Let me tell you, I finally finished this book that's been on my list like 12 zillion years. Pilgrimage of a Soul, Contemplative Spirituality for the Active Life by Felina Hertz. I had gotten it from the library, and I didn't get enough time to finish it. And so I think I actually checked it out again and still didn't get to finish it, and so I bought a copy because I really was enjoying it. And then I was reading other stuff and just didn't make time. So I finished it finally. Very good. Highly recommend her writing. I really, really like her a lot. I am rereading Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which is the 4th book in the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. Rereading it along with Harry Potter and the Sacred Text podcast and Swish and Flick and All Potter podcast. This week's chapter was The Dream.
Okay.
Where he has the dream while he's in Trelawney's class.
Okay. No one's home.
Do they not take into consideration that we record our podcast this time?
Literally every place we've lived has done like some sort of lawn service on Wednesdays, but then things keep happening now that we do it on Thursdays.
I know. And spam call. But when my phone rings, it also buzzes on my Fitbit watch. So my arm's like vibrating. But then we were just discussing last night that we are going to have to, when she goes back to school, move recordings to Fridays so the episodes won't go live until Saturdays, just because of her class schedule.
I have no classes on Fridays, just work.
So just a heads up there for that. Okay. And then I'm continuing to reread The Fiery Cross, which is the 5th book in the Outlander series by Diana Gabaldon. I am going to be designing a pattern inspired by this for the 5th season of the TV show, and I'll be doing that with Julia from Handiest Jewels. I finished reading Mrs. Sherlock Holmes by Brad Ricka. Parts of it were really good. Parts of it I felt like dragged on for freaking ever. The book is like 600 pages long, and I think 100 pages of it are footnotes. Did I read those? No. But there were parts where I was just like, why are we talking about this? Or like, who are you talking about? Because you talked about this person 200 pages ago, and they didn't mention them for 200 pages, and then all of a sudden I'm supposed to remember? So parts of it were interesting. It was a nonfiction book. Parts of it were interesting. Parts of it dragged on. And then I am reading the 9th book in the Cat Who ... series by Lillian Jackson Braun. No, who went underground.
Is that a metaphor?
I think it is. I'm not done with it, obviously, but I think it's referencing in the summer cabin he has. There is a crawl space under the house with a door in the floor, and he's been having like some plumbing problems and such, so it's been open, and one of the cats got accidentally locked under there.
One of the cats?
There's 2 cats.
Oh. Which one sniffed glue?
I can't remember which one of the 2 it was.
What are their names? Oh, hi!
Hi, baby.
Yes, computer.
Yum. Is that right? And Kuko?
Oh, she wants to come on the couch, Mama.
I'm sorry, is my stuff in the way?
Yeah.
Oh, is that your computer?
And tasty. She's tried to bite my computer before, especially the old one.
She was Yum Yum and Coco.
That's so cute.
They're Siamese cats. She like, hi, is that your computer? So she does like cats do and rubs her face against things that she thinks belong to her.
And also tries to eat computers.
Was that last night or the night before? She was rubbing her teeth on my toes.
Or was it her pointy teeth or her little bottom row of like teeny tiny teeth?
Top
Whoa!
teeth. That was a big yawn, Pink.
Whoa!
Is that your computer?
Take a picture.
Yes, the vacuum cleaner is out. Does that computer belong to you? Oh, is that your pewter?
It's your computer.
Is that your pewter?
No, no, leave me alone.
Pinky.
What? I'm bathing.
Leave me alone, human. Leave me alone. What was I saying? Yum Yum and Coco.
Yeah, those are the cats' names. That's really cute. Although on the book covers, those aren't Siamese cats on the cover.
I don't know. They're Siamese in the book. Somebody didn't read the book.
Looks like the cover artist needs to learn the breeds of cat.
Yep, the cover artist must not have read the book.
Oh, bath.
I think we probably cut out a big chunk here because I was trying to record Pink rubbing her cheek and on everything on my computer, and it took a little bit to get her to do it again. Okay.
And now she's bathing.
That's everything I'm reading. Watching. I watched a Hallmark movie this week. They're doing a Christmas in July thing, so they released their first Christmas movie of the year called Christmas Camp.
There's one Hallmark movie I want to watch with you.
Which one?
It has a Broadway actress in it. Her name is Laura Osnes, but I can't remember the name of it. I think it's In the Key of something. In the Key of Love. Or I might have just made that up.
I think that one's coming in like August.
Yes, it kept getting put off.
Because it got put off.
Several times.
Hold on. Yes, do I have bookmarked the Wikipedia page for the list of Hallmark movies? Yes, I do.
You getting more bath?
You guys, we're just researching all the things for you today.
There it goes.
It just says 2019. but it got postponed because it was supposed to be like in July, but I don't know. I'll watch for it.
I like her.
I also finished watching season 3 of Designated Survivor. It has not been announced yet whether it will be renewed for another season by Netflix, because it just came out in June. So, but there was lots of changes made because it was on Netflix instead of network TV.
They can say flip.
I totally, I saw a cross-stitch pattern this week that I really think I need to make that says, I love Jesus and I cuss a little. I might need to change it to a lot, though.
But I cuss.
Oh, I love Jesus, but I cuss a little. But I might need to change it to, but I cuss a lot. But I don't cuss on the podcast.
You can work out the center spacing on it.
I can't. I will figure it out. I need to buy it first, the pattern. So since I finished Designated Survivor, now I'm watching The 100.
Oh.
I finished all of season 1 and I'm watching season 2. So this is I think it's a CW show, actually.
Mm-hmm. He's having a full bath behind your computer.
Well, privacy.
Behind her screen.
So, yeah.
I'm just watching her eat her foot.
So, like, the Earth population, like, pretty much gets wiped out because of radiation. And there are a very small amount of people saved on space station. And, the space station is dying and they're not going to be able to stay there any longer. They send 100 kids who are in prison for various things. Children.
Babies.
To Earth to see if it's habitable again.
Great idea.
I know.
What would you have done?
And it is habitable a bit again, spoiler. But there's all kinds of things happening.
Bruh.
Desmond, the guy who plays Desmond from Lost, is in it. There's a lot of teenage actors and actresses that I had no clue who they were until I started watching this.
Did I scare her?
I think you did. She also doesn't like when
How
you
dare I breathe?
go.
Table.
She ran away from me. I was trying to give her a kiss and she got terrified when I did that. I don't know. So I'm enjoying that. Do you want to talk about some? I feel like I've been talking for years.
We finished series 2 and are now watching series 3 of Victoria. We only got one episode in because I was like, I want to go to bed because I go to work early.
Yeah, we'll probably get at least one episode in tonight.
And we're watching season 7 of Elementary. Things happen.
Was it the one where the girl who was the pathological liar came back?
Yeah. Intriguing. We're watching Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Their 7th season next summer is going to be their last one.
Oh, really? Okay. Fitz and Simmons got back to Earth?
Yeah. Things happening.
Yes. I'm watching Instinct Season 2, and Poldark Series 5 just started, so this is their final series.
Bro.
So I watched the first episode of that.
Oh, I saw something I thought you might need yesterday.
Oh, what was that?
It was $19.95 plus tax. It was an Outlander coloring book.
Oh, I love that.
So.
And so then listening to, of course, my favorite murder podcast. This week's episode that came out this morning was a Q&A of people asking questions after having read their new book. Mm-hmm. And it was really interesting for them to flesh out some more things that they were talking about. Of course, the Hadestown OBCR, Waiting for the Drop.
I have on the side of my Spotify, I can see what my friends are listening to, and one of my friends, the girl who directed our musical, was listening to it. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the 26th that the rest of the songs drop. There was kind of some issue with the last drop. So.
There's been issues with all of them.
I know. Okay.
It's not their fault.
No. Technology.
Cabin Pressure. Kiss Me Kate. And I started on a couple of musicals I've listened to before, but I'm like re-listening to them. But I'll probably have them on repeat a bit this week, so I'll put them in for next week.
Okay. I feel like we should also have the conversation that we were having last night at Knitting Group about an upcoming film that you are not happy about.
No, leave me alone.
So apparently they are making a film version of the musical Cats that comes out on my sister's birthday, December 20th this year. And Idris Elba, Rebel Wilson, Dame Judi Dench, Ian McKellen, Sir Ian McKellen, James Corden, who I adore, Taylor Swift, Jennifer Hudson, and lots of other people are in it. And I feel like I'm going to watch it, not in the cinema though. Just because,
I'm going to watch it, ironically, to make fun of it.
Okay.
Unless it's actually really good and subverting literally everyone's expectations for it.
Yeah, I had
Because
like...
no one asked for this. No one said, you know what's a great idea? A Cats movie.
Yeah, so Andrew Lloyd Webber wrote more songs.
He didn't need to do that. He doesn't need more money.
And it was interesting, I didn't realize this, Dame Judi Dench, she was supposed to play Grisabella in the original London West End cast in 1981, but she had to withdraw after she snapped her Achilles tendon. So Ellen Page replaced her. Anne Hathaway and Rihanna were also considered for parts.
It's so easy to leave.
And this will be the first time Old Deuteronomy has been represented as a female.
I'm alone with the memories of my days in the sun. If you leave me alone and don't talk about cats ever again.
I have a really good idea.
No.
We should get our cat to watch Cats with us.
No.
Okay, this segment, so sorry it's dragged on. I will cut some things out so that you don't get to listen to us look up things or try to film the cat. So, in the meantime, let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about our June, July, August.
Summertime and the living is easy.
Owl.
Tell us about it, Dammy.
So this owl started on the 1st of June and it runs through the 31st of August, and it is for any project that you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you can convince us is related to summer. If you can't think of anything you made in the summer, is the coffee. There are a couple main rules for this along. The first is that no whips are allowed. So your project must have been begun no earlier than the 1st of June and then finished no later than the 31st of August. Unless you are knitting the My Favorite Murder mystery wrap, which you can enter as long as you finish it at the 31st of August.
Yes, the full pattern released on Saturday.
Yeah.
So if you have been waiting so you can see what it all looks like, it's up there now.
So, another main rule is that each project of at least 20 yards that you finish and post in the FO thread counts as one entry. But if your project is not at least 20 yards, you need to group it in a single post with other projects that together total at least 20 yards. So, you can feel free to poly dip in other alongs as long as it fits in with the rules. That's totally fine. We have lots of lovely prizes on our screen right now. Thank you so much to everyone who donated prizes. And if you would like to get a closer look at our prizes or see where they came from, you can go to our show notes, geekygirlsknit.com, or tune in to the first podcast of every month where we talk about them in detail. If you are interested in donating a prize, you can email us at geekygirlsknit@gmail.com or PM Java Pearl on Ravelry. Excuse me,
Sorry.
am I boring you?
No, your yawning has rubbed off on me.
I haven't yawned in about half an hour.
Well, it
You
just
must
hit
be
me.
a member of our Geeky Girls Knit podcast group on Ravelry in order to participate. Just hit that join this group button at the top of the page. There is a hashtag if you'd like to post on social media or tag your projects. It is GGGG Summertime 19. The FO thread is going to be locked the morning of the 1st of September, and then winners will be drawn for the next podcast after that. And any winners will have 30 days to claim their prize or they forfeit it. We have a chatter thread on Ravelry where you guys can talk about your projects, show progress, and it's where I give shoutouts to people who have finished projects. But I also do that here. So, Crafty Textile Lady, D-Dorf 4, I Now Hour, Falling Star 12, Philippa MC, Frymeister, Jodidiah, Keeney 1007, Knit Central, Little Mermaid, Mystery Sewer, Panushka, Phoenix Fire, Share 2014, Shirley Knits 123, and Yell Cat 2.
Great job, everybody. You have just under a month and a half to get your projects finished and posted, and you might be a winner. Okay, let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, the part of our show where you ask us things and we answer them, or try to.
So what is this week's question,
I
Dammy?
just realized something about this person's username. I've been saying it Samash, it's Sam Ash. So, this week's question is from Samantha, who is Sam Ash Williams, 94, from Florida. What are some things that you wish to accomplish in the years to come? Goals, plans, trips, etc. You go first because I asked the question.
Okay. A trip I would like to take is to Prince Edward Island. This has been a dream of mine for many years. Yammy's heard this about 57 times. I really, really, really want to go to Prince Edward Island. I would like to go to Knit City in Vancouver, Canada. Which...
BC.
Yes. We've had some minor discussions about that. It's my birthday weekend this year.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. We'll see. Goals. I would like to get better at finishing techniques, especially like sweaters that are seamed. I don't do them because I'm not confident in my seaming skills. So I would love to take a class on that. I would love to knit like a big lace shawl or wrap or something, especially if you like get married. I might do one like that for you for a wedding shawl or something. I don't think I would do it. I won't do it with lace weight probably. I'll probably do it with fingering weight, but still. What else? Yeah, I just want to keep doing the podcast for as long as it's fun for both of us.
You see the hard as I yawn?
No, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to make you yawn. What else? Why don't you say some things and I'll keep thinking?
Okay,
Oh, no, I just thought of one. I want to go to New York City with you and see at least one Broadway musical.
Mm-hmm.
I would love for it to be Hadestown, but I don't know that we'll be able to make that trip by then. Okay, go ahead.
I would also like to go to NYC.
What would be your dream musical to see, even if it's not there right now?
Great comment.
Yeah. Is there any talk of it touring?
No, there hasn't been any.
It ended with some drama, unfortunately.
Yeah. I'd like to travel back to Scotland.
Oh, yes, me too.
Yeah.
I'd like to go to Paris.
Bonjour, mes amis.
And
Hello.
you speak French, so...
Oh, look at her. She's cute. I'd like to have my pink pearl forever. I'd like to keep adopting all the cats. I'd like to, once I finish school, I'd like to be in a musical, in school and out of school, and try and work hours to get an actor's equity card.
I don't know a lot about that, so how do you get an actor's equity card?
Carefully, you have to, like, my understanding of it is you have to work, like, in regional productions and earn hours on those productions and such until you have enough hours to apply for actors' equity to be a part of the union.
So school productions don't count, do they?
No.
Okay. What would be your dream play and your dream musical to get a role in?
I don't know.
And what role would it be?
I don't know about musical. Too many musicals, but I'd really like to be in Much Ado About Nothing.
As?
Beatrice.
Okay. What are some potential for musical? What and who would you play?
South Pacific, Nellie Forbush.
Who would you be in Anastasia?
Anya.
Who would you be in Hadestown?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Probably a member of the ensemble. It's purposefully cast with lots of actors of color.
Yeah. Great Comet?
Sonia?
Hamilton?
Ensemble?
I don't know. I can't think of any more right now. Cats?
No. Nothing.
Nothing. If it would be the thing that would put you over the top to getting an Actors Equity card,
Sure.
who would you be?
I guess Grisabella. She's the only one whose song I know.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And like Mr. Mistopheles dances, and I don't know how to dance. The light in the piazza. I can't remember the name of the main character.
Do you have any knitting?
Newsies, Catherine. Any knitting goals? Just keep knitting, publish more, get some more money from it.
Where's the cast?
Clara.
Cool. Oh, that's interesting that she moved from that role to that role.
Kelly O'Hara is my favorite person. Yep.
I think we answered it.
Yeah.
So why don't y'all, though, in the episode thread on Ravelry, tell us what there are some things you wish to accomplish in the years to come, goals, plans, trips, etc. Because it would be really interesting
Sound
to know.
of Music, Maria.
White Christmas.
See, I'd want to be Judy, but she doesn't sing much in the stage version, and she dances a bit.
Yeah.
Holiday Inn, Linda.
Yep. Yeah. So thank you so much, Samantha, for the question. If somebody has a question for us, or for Pink, or for the Dr. Hubs, or for the whole of us, what should they do?
Go to our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
Yes. All right, on to the next segment.
And now it's time for a giveaway.
Yes. So at Knitting in the Park on Sunday, we met Delisa McMillan, who is mom of 3 silly boys.
I think it's Delissa.
Delisa?
Like Melissa.
Okay, I apologize if I said it wrong. Anyway, it was kind of humorous because we were selling our books and she came up to the table and was looking, and she had this like confused look on her face, and I was like, I wonder what she's confused about. And then all of a sudden she says, do y'all do a podcast? And I was like, yes. And we told her, and she was like, I knew I recognized your voices. She works in science, and so she's under a hood working on things. So she listens to the podcast, not watches it. And so that's why it didn't connect for her faces, because she knows the voices. Anyway, it was kind of humorous, and we laughed about it. But she has a shop on Etsy where she sells stitch markers, and she gave us 3 sets to give away to y'all. So all 3 sets have 3 markers. There's the purple with the microscope, the blue with the microscope, and then the orangish yellow with pi symbol. And what we want you to do to enter is go to Delissa's shop. Sorry, I was trying to make sure I said it right. On Etsy. It's linked in the show notes, and it'll be linked in the giveaway thread on Ravelry. And look at the stitch marker set she have, and we want you to come tell us what set is your favorite. She has a beautifully lovely Seattle set that I'm like, I might need those. I need more stitch markers like I need a hole in my head. I have so many. Oh, this is not totally off topic, but Mary from our knitting group was asking me the other day about the stitch marker cases that I bought on the yarn crawl and how they were working for me. Amazing. I love them. Love them, love them. So, we want you to do that. We're going to we'll leave the giveaway open until we record episode 356 in 2 weeks, and we will draw for 3 winners, and you'll win a random set. That's just easiest to do versus being like, oh, well, somebody else already claimed that set, so what's your next favorite? That type of thing. This is just easier for us to randomly do that. So you have to be a member of the Geeky Girls Knit Ravelry group to enter and win, and you'll have 30 days from the date that the winners are announced on the podcast to claim your prize, or you forfeit it. And thank you so much to Delissa for giving us these sets to share with you. They are just so cute. If you are local to the area where we're at, the Sock Peddler shop is carrying her stitch markers now. So if you would like to buy some in person, I can't remember which city Sock Peddlers is in. It's on the Pacific Northwest Yarn Crawl, though, so I've been a few times there. So, yeah. So go check out her shop. Let us know which stitch markers you like, and we will draw randomly for 3 winners in a couple of weeks. All right. I think we're ready to move on to the next segment. And with that, we've made it to the end of the show. I feel like this episode is going to be really long because we had some really random conversations. So, thanks for sticking with us. I don't think we have any unusual announcements. We're still, I think, just on normal recording schedule for a bit. So let's talk about our regular stuff. We'd like to say a humongous thank you to everyone who supports the podcast. We love you guys, especially those of y'all who support us financially, because it does cost money to do a podcast. There are 3 ways you can support the podcast financially. Our main way is Patreon, which is a site where you pledge a certain amount a month to your favorite creatives, and you earn rewards based on the level you donate at. If you would like to know more about it or want to sign up, where should they go?
Patreon.com/geekygirlsknit.
What's another way?
There is a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website if you'd like to make a one-time donation.
And we are Amazon.com.co.uk and .ca affiliates. If you're going to shop on Amazon, which back to school stuff is starting to go on sale.
Backstreet's back.
If you go to our website first and look for the link or the image in the sidebar or at the bottom of the show notes, and click through to the appropriate Amazon for your location and shop like normal, Amazon will give us a little money back based on what you purchase. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it's a great way to support the podcast by doing something you would be doing anyway. So, Dammy, where can they find us online?
You can find us at geekygirlsknit.com. There are links to everywhere else we are online: YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
That's right. Well, with that, we're going to tell you goodbye. We hope you have a lovely rest of your week. Stay cool. Stay dry. Keep crafting. And we'll be back with you. Again, I felt like there was another weather thing I should say, but I couldn't figure out what it was. We'll be back with you again next time. Until then, happy crafting. Bye.
Bye.
Yes, the vacuum cleaner's out. Does that computer belong to you?
Wow, Meta.
Pinky.
Do it again.
She's like, you're filming me. I'm not going to do it. I don't want
Oh, back.
Is that your pewter? Privacy. I need privacy. Can you say hello?
Pinky, is that your computer? Pinky, is it your computer? Pinky, will you show me your computer?
Oh, is that your pewter?
That's your computer.
Is that your pewter?
No, leave me alone.
Pinky.
Hi, I'm bathing.